The WWE has huge plans for Bad Blood. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes should not be in the main event of Bad Blood. A massive update on AJ Styles' WWE future. Hulk Hogan opens up on taking steroids. Vince McMahon on what his father told him the day before he died. Vince McMahon makes shocking claims. John Cena gives his honest thoughts on Vince McMahon's persona. Triple H turns Bron Breakker face. Jey Uso's title win makes him reunite with Roman Reigns. Let's dive right in. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes should not be in the main event of Bad Blood. Undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are set to team up for a marquee match at Bad Blood on October 5th. The former rivals will be teaming up to battle the Bloodlines Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu at the premium live event next month. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns had a conversation this past Friday night at Georgia Tech and agreed to put their differences aside to take down the Bloodline. It has been reported that WWE is considering having Reigns and Rhodes versus the Bloodline headline Bad Blood next Saturday night in Atlanta, Georgia. Here are 4 reasons why Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns should not be in the main event of WWE Bad Blood. Number 1. Cody Rhodes is not defending his undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teaming up against the Bloodline is certainly a major match, but there isn't a title up for grabs during the bout. The American Nightmare captured the undisputed WWE Championship from Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, and the original Tribal Chief has already warned Rhodes that he would be coming after the title once again following their rivalry against the Bloodline. If Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are to battle for the title again in the future, that match will be the main event of the show it takes place on. However, the stakes aren't that high in the tag team match at Bad Blood, and the only reason it would be booked as the main event is due to the names involved. Number 2. The WWE Universe has already seen Cody Rhodes defeat Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa challenged Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at SummerSlam last month, but came up short. Roman Reigns got involved in the match and leveled Sikoa with a Superman punch. Rhodes capitalized on the interference and connected with a Crossroads to defeat the leader of the Bloodline at the Premium Live event last month. Rhodes also successfully defended the title against Sikoa in a steel cage match on the September 13th edition of SmackDown. While Sikoa has a bright future, it might be wise to leave him out of the main event, given that he has come up short in title matches on numerous occasions now. Number 3. WWE may have a controversial finish planned. Solo Sikoa has made a bunch of alterations as the leader of the Bloodline during Roman Reigns' time away from the company. The head of the table went on hiatus following his loss to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania and returned to WWE during the final minutes of SummerSlam on August 3rd. Sikoa kicked Jimmy Uso and Paul Heyman out of the Bloodline after naming himself the new Tribal Chief. The promotion could be planning on having Jimmy Uso or the Wiseman return during the tag team match next month, leading to a controversial finish. If that's the case, the company may decide to put the tag team match at the start of the show, as it could just be to set up a potential War Games match at Survivor Series. Number 4. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre deserve to be the main event at Bad Blood. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre have been involved in a deeply personal rivalry since the Men's Royal Rumble match in January. The Scottish Warrior claimed that he prayed for Punk to get injured during the Men's Royal Rumble, and the 45-year-old tore his triceps during the match. Punk finally returned to action at SummerSlam last month, but McIntyre picked up the victory with Seth Rollins serving as the special guest referee for the match. Punk evened the series at 1-1 with a victory over McIntyre in a strap match at Bash in Berlin. However, McIntyre responded with a heinous attack on the September 2nd edition of Raw that sent the Second City Saint home in an ambulance. Both stars have vowed to make each other bleed in their hell in a cell match at WWE Bad Blood, and the intense nature of their rivalry should earn them the main event at the Premium Live event on October 5th. A massive update on AJ Styles' WWE future. AJ Styles has been a top name in WWE for several years. He has only competed in a handful of matches in recent years, and there's a massive update available regarding his future. The Phenomenal One had a great rivalry with Cody Rhodes that saw the two men compete in an I Quit match at WWE Clash at the Castle. However, the Phenomenal One failed to win another world title once again. Fans haven't seen AJ Styles on their television screens since June 2024, as he has only competed in live shows since his loss to Cody Rhodes. Many have been waiting to see him return on SmackDown. In an exclusive live Q&A with Joe Lowry, WrestleVotes was asked about Styles' future in the company. It was noted that the veteran is slowly wrapping up his career, and the creative did not have any real direction for him at the moment. AJ is ready to start winding down a little bit. WrestleVotes clarified that it had no scoop on AJ Styles' retirement plans, but it was clear that the Phenomenal One was simply looking to end his career on a high. It would be great to see Styles win another world title before he hangs up his boots. Hulk Hogan opens up on taking steroids. WWE legend Hulk Hogan is one of the biggest names in the Stamford-based company, as well as the pro wrestling industry. The Hulkster has a plethora of achievements under his belt and has been part of some of the most iconic matches ever fought. Recently, however, Hogan admitted to taking steroids when he was at the top of his WWE career. Netflix recently released a docuseries titled Mr. McMahon, which talks about the rise and fall of former WWE CEO Vince McMahon. The second episode of the series showcased the use of anabolic steroids in WWE locker rooms. Notably, Hulk Hogan was seen talking about the issue and admitted that almost everyone, including him, took steroids. At that time, steroids were part of the culture because all the stars during that time period had the perfect bodies. And so it was the norm, like people go to Starbucks in the morning before they go to work. People take steroids because they're wrestlers or actors or baseball players or hockey players or football players, Hulk Hogan said. Notably, the steroids were prescribed to the wrestlers by Dr. George Zahorian. According to Vince McMahon's words in the docuseries, the doctor was appointed by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission for the company. However, he saw this as a chance to sell steroids to WWE talent. Hulk Hogan's words depict how normalized the usage of steroids had become in the Stamford-based company at the time, and the kind of sway Dr. George Zahorian had on the wrestlers. Vince McMahon on what his father told him the day before he died. Vince McMahon's relationship with his father was complicated, as Vincent McMahon Sr. left his family when Vince was a baby. Despite their differences, the former WWE chairman revealed the heartfelt words his dad said to him the day before he died. The former WWE CEO bought WWE from his father in 1982. While there is not much on his relationship with his father, it is known that Vince McMahon did not meet his father until he was 12. However, the 79-year-old learned a lot about the craft of pro wrestling from his old man and eventually took the company to unimagined heights. Vince McMahon opened up about a couple of conversations with his father in his documentary that was recently released on Netflix. The former WWE chairman noted that Vince Sr. telling him that he was proud of him was one of the best moments of his life. There was a point when my dad told me that he was proud of me. He said, "You know, Vin, all these friends of mine aren't really friends. All these promoters I have worked with, all these years in their territories, you know what? F them. You're beating all of them. I am proud of you for what you've done. F them all." Of course he waited until I was a success. Maybe he felt that all along, but he never told me. That was one of the biggest moments of my life. Vince McMahon also revealed that his father told him he loved him the day before he passed away, and it was the only time he said so. Until the day before he died was the only time that he told me that he loved me. But wow, he told me before he died. God, it felt so good. In the documentary, it was also revealed that Vincent McMahon Sr. almost sold WWE, then WWF, to Robert James, who was his partner at the time. Vince McMahon makes a shocking claim. Former WWE chairman and CEO Vince McMahon is in the headlines this week. The promoter is the main subject of a documentary released by Netflix. The former WWE boss has been away from the company for a while. He was sidelined after a sexual harassment and misconduct report was filed against him by former company employee Ms. Janelle Grant. The documentary, however, was shot before these reports came to light. In a clip from episode 1 of the Mr. McMahon documentary, Vince spoke with interviewers about his real-life stories. He refused to share any of the real stories that happened in his life. The 78-year-old even claimed that he didn't want anybody to peek through the curtains and get to know the real version of Vince McMahon. "I wish I could tell you the real stories." "Holy S," the interviewer asks him to tell. "No, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to tell you these stories. I'll give you enough that's semi-interesting. I don't want anybody to really know me," McMahon said. Earlier this week, the former WWE boss also issued a statement claiming that some segments of the documentary were possibly taken out of context and might appear blown up or exaggerated. Vince McMahon urged the viewers to keep an open mind and hoped that some segments would not color their opinion of him. John Cena gives his honest thoughts on Vince McMahon's persona. WWE superstar John Cena has recently given his honest thoughts on the Stamford-based company's former chairman, Vince McMahon's on-screen persona. The 79-year-old adopted the Mr. McMahon character in 1997. Vince McMahon started his career under his father, Vincent J. McMahon, and took on the role of a play-by-play commentator. After he purchased World Wrestling Entertainment, previously known as WWF, in the 1980s, the 79-year-old began promoting the company in other cities in the United States of America. In 1997, he adopted the Mr. McMahon character, which was an on-screen heel persona who wanted to maintain full control of his company, feuding with names such as Stone Cold Steve Austin. During his time as Mr. McMahon, The 79-year-old also won several titles, including the WWE Championship and the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. In the final episode of Vince McMahon's latest Netflix documentary, Mr. McMahon, namely The Finish, John Cena opened up about his thoughts on the 79-year-old's on-screen character. The 16-time world champion said that he believed Mr. McMahon was one of the best on-screen personalities ever in World Wrestling entertainment, before highlighting that the character was not used as much after the Attitude Era. Mr. McMahon, he is the best WWE personality ever. But after the Attitude Era, Mr. McMahon was a more selectively used character, John Cena said. Vince McMahon also opened up about meeting his father, Vincent J. McMahon, for the first time, and the things he went through during his childhood. Triple H turns Braunbreaker face. A major WWE superstar could undergo a character change following a recent loss. The star in question is Bron Breakker, who could soon turn babyface, per a recent report. The 26-year-old has been booked like a top-tier superstar since making his main roster debut. After failing against Sami Zayn in his first attempt, the second-generation superstar defeated the former Bloodline member to win the Intercontinental Championship. However, his title reign came to an end after just 51 days, with another former Bloodline member, Jey Uso, dethroning him. While some fans question Triple H and company's decision to end Bron Breakker's reign so quickly, it seems like the creative team has different plans in mind for the former Kennesaw State Owls footballer. Dave Meltzer recently reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that the 26-year-old could turn babyface following the recent setback. Breakker debuted on the main roster as a heel and took the red brand by storm. He was a tweener during his final days on NXT when he used to team up with Baron Corbin. Jey Uso's title win makes him reunite with Roman Reigns. Main event Jey Uso has finally won a singles title in WWE. On the latest episode of Monday Night Raw, the Yeet Master defeated Bron Breakker in the main event to crown himself the new WWE Intercontinental Champion. Uso pinned Breakker clean after multiple spears, followed by the Uso splash from the top rope. Jey capturing the title was an emotional moment for him and his fans. Now that main event has won the singles title, fans are eagerly waiting for him to reunite with Roman Reigns. There is a possibility that winning the Intercontinental Championship could be the first step for Jey Uso to reunite with Roman Reigns and reassemble the OG bloodline. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are the WWE Tag Team Champions. Solo Sikoa holds the Ula Fala, and there are strong chances that the self-proclaimed tribal chief may ask Jacob Fatu to capture the IC title for the group. The new bloodline's potential feud against Jey Uso could open doors for the reunion of the cousins. The two founding figures of the iconic faction could resolve the differences to combat the common enemy. The reunion of Roman Reigns and the Yeet Master would eventually lead to the Survivor Series War Games match between the new bloodline and the OG bloodline. The WWE has huge plans for Bad Blood. WWE has been producing some of its top shows under Triple H's creative leadership. An upcoming premium live event has all the ingredients necessary to be rated among the year's top shows. Bad Blood is just around the corner, and Triple H and his men are working hard to ensure that the show hits it out of the park. The PLE is set to make a return after 2 decades, and there are some massive matches set for the night. In a recent chat on exclusive live Q&A with Joe Lowry, WrestleVotes talked about how WWE has done well to add more value to the show with some big gimmick matches. It was noted that Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan will compete for the Women's World Championship with Dominic Mysterio locked in a shark cage above the ring. Meanwhile, the Hell in the Cell structure will return to settle Drew McIntyre and CM Punk's differences. WrestleVotes also noted there are rumors about a marching band playing Cody Rhodes out to the middle. That could add an extra dimension to his tag team match with Roman Reigns against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. This is shaping up to be way more than a B-level WWE PLE, WrestleVotes added. The show will be a sold-out affair, and Joe Lowry stated that Triple H will likely mention that the company broke attendance records for the arena. It will help the company go further and cement Bad Blood on its calendar. WWE fans can tune in on October 5th, 2024 to watch Bad Blood live from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia.